Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, with you tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. We welcome you all back to our show, as well as tuning in through our online affiliates around the world. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. Nadia E of the group the Dynamos is joining us today to talk to us not only about the great musical year they've been able to have, but also what it's been like for her to be able to do what she loves when it comes to music, but also to see the response. The group the Dynamos is celebrating the release of their new single. It's called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. If you have not heard it before, we'll let you all hear it in our program, as well as let you guys know how you can stay connected with the group as well. Nadia, hello to you, and welcome to the program.
Hi, Cyrus. Thank you so much.
Well, look, excited to speak with you, Nadia. Nadia, one of the things we've been doing recently have been kind of reflecting with our guest on the year that has been 2017. I know you guys have been very busy. I mean, and even staying connected with you guys on social media, it's been great to be able to see the progression. What does it feel like for you, Nadia, to be ending this year not only with the new single, but also with the support you've been getting from the fans?
Honestly, it's a trip. It's really a wonderful thing that, you know, it's weird to see getting those likes up and followers up. It's almost like, wow, is this happening to me? I just am really grateful for it.
Right. So Nadia, take us back. Yeah. For those who are just hearing about the Dynamos, I mean, how did the group come together?
Well, we came together a few years ago, and it was mostly me and my creative director, and then we needed to find the right musicians to commit to the group and work, and people who were interested in the songs we wanted to do. And one by one, we pieced together the band. Just word of mouth, talking to people, meeting drummers, and, you know, now we have the full band together. We've been together for 2-3 years now, collectively, all of us, same members, awesome stuff, you know, so it was just basically talking to people and finding the right people over the years.
Yeah, and I think that's something our audience can relate to, Nadia. I think even if their journey is not music, I think finding the right tribe, right, to surround yourself with, to work with, is so important. But what about for yourself? I mean, when did you first realize your own love of music, Nadia? I
realized it when I was in middle school. I honestly was very interested in writing and art, visual art, and I took a choir class because that was the only elective class available to me. And when I started singing with the choir, I loved it, and I wanted to get better. I got lessons, and I just grew to find music to be my art niche. That's my art, and, you know, it's what I'm strongest at, and it's what I love the most, and it makes me feel better than anything else.
Well, I'd say that has to be a great feeling. And then now, as you were saying, to be able to share that with the world. I mean, one of the things I notice, especially on social media, Nadia, of course, you all, you go into the studio and you record, but that live performance is where you all seem to literally come alive. Take us into that experience for you. What is it like for you to be up on that stage and to be able to feel that connection with the audience?
Well, there's no inhibitions on stage, none. It's my home. It's like my temple. It's the most comfortable place for me, and it's so wonderful playing live when your bandmates are with you. We're looking at each other, we're feeling it, we're vibing each other, and then it spills out into the audience, you know, and then I'm feeding off of people when I see them smiling, when I see them moving around, you know, heads turn. I feel so connected in a way that it's the most powerful thing, even more so than the recording studio, which is a wonderful process also. But live is raw, it's there, and you're really with everyone. And I love community so much, and that's a powerful feeling for me.
Yeah. You know, I want to stay with that for a moment, Nadia, because I think for a lot of people, process is the fun thing for them. It's not always the easiest to share. I mean, have you always been a person that has found it easy? You mentioned, I mean, that is your sweet spot, being on stage, but have you always been that person who have enjoyed that part, or has that been part of the process for you?
I've always enjoyed being on stage. I've always enjoyed being on stage. I wasn't, you know, sometimes I can be shy off stage or elsewhere, you know, but when it comes to singing and performing, using my body, using my voice, doing the music, that has always been something that naturally came to me that I could do.
Yeah. And then because of that now, of course, you're able to have a single like the one we're going to hear, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, but also you have the fans as well. I want to talk more about that aspect of it. For those who are just tuning in, he's on the Radio Dollar Online. You're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Nadia E to our program today of the group The Dynamos. They're celebrating a great year, including wrapping up the year with a single that you all will be hearing here on our program called Shake, Rattle, and Roll, and we'll let you all know how you can stay connected with the group as well. Have you gotten used to the idea at this point, Nadia, that you have fans, that you have people who enjoy your music, enjoy this ride that you're on, and want to be able to stay connected with you and follow you?
Have I gotten used to it? I'm getting used to it, definitely. I mean, but it's interesting because I see myself as a person who's a fan of others. You know, I'm a fan of so many, and for people to be a fan of me, it's my modesty. You know, it's just also, it's too present sometimes, but it's really cool. So I'm adjusting, and it's fun, you know, and I kind of look at fans as friends, if you will. Yeah.
Right. You know, I hear that quite a bit.
Getting more comfortable.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say I've been hearing that more and more on this program, and that is so. I think that it's a great thing. I mean, to be able to look at it that way. But I guess for so many people who I know for myself as a visual artist, sometimes your work is so personal to you. You really never know what people are going to think about something that you love so much. So putting it out there is not always the easiest. When it came to that single, the single we're going to hear, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, did you just know, Nadia, that it was going to be a song that people would enjoy?
I had a gut feeling that it would be. I did have a gut feeling because when I heard the music and I could visualize how, I would have my movie playing to that song in my head, I felt, wow, I can really cut loose here. And who doesn't like to see someone cut loose? It's a cool thing to see. So, I had a gut feeling, but I wasn't 100% sure, but I'm really glad that it turned out the way it did. So. Yeah.
I asked you earlier about the group that is now, of course, Dynamos, and I think part of the fun thing has to be for you, and I'll let you kind of answer this, is having someone who is as invested in the music as you are. Has that been part of the thing that has kept it fun for you, Nadia, knowing that the people that are beside you are rooting for the success of the group just as you are rooting for them?
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, definitely. It's one of my, honestly, when I got into music, I was a soloist and I was in a choir, but when I crossed over to rock and roll, that was the number one thing I wanted. I wanted that band, the camaraderie. I wanted to have a group that is excited like I am. I don't want to do this all alone. I want to do it with others together. So. Yeah.
And that's exactly what you've been able to experience now. So I referenced the single, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. How did the song, you mentioned that you had a good feeling about it. How did the song come about for you, Nadia?
Well, we have our writer who I know and spend some time with our creative director, and we get together and he just writes songs constantly. He's a machine. It's crazy. And he'll give us songs that he thinks would work for us. And when I went over to his place and listened to it, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this vibe is good. There's different musical parts there. There's stuff the guitars can do, the bass lines, the drums. It can, gradually build up and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And just kind of piecing together in my head how the music can come together and grow in that song was wonderful. And that's, we chose it, so.
Well, for those who have not had a chance to hear it, here is Shake, Rattle, and Roll by the group The Dynamos. We'll be back with our final moments with Nadia E right after this.
Around in my head, you really rock me out so hard I can't get out.
That again was Shake, Rattle, and Roll by the group The Dynamos. We're about to tell you guys how you can stay connected with the group as well. I mentioned social media earlier, that's one of the things I used when I was prepping for your segment. Nadia, talk to us about that experience. We talked about earlier about the energy exchange when you're up on stage, a live performance. What is it like for you to literally have the world at your fingertips and be able to connect with them that way?
Oh, I will admit it's a little odd sometimes for me because it's just so easy. It's right there, and it's like, is it that easy? But it is. And being able to have people message you and people say they like you and want to talk with you, that experience is really good. And I'm learning to navigate my way to more efficiently communicate, with all this new flooding of people wanting to reach out. It's a really interesting, humbling experience for me, honestly, and it creates so much excitement and builds confidence too. So
yeah. Well, I think the other thing that's so great about what I've heard from you guys and also seen through the responses online is that people seem to really feel that connection. And is that kind of what you hope when people hear music from the Dynamos? Nadia, is it your hope that they do feel something that they can be able to take with them and share with others? Yes,
I do. I want them to, number one, I want to deliver quality. I want quality music out there, and I believe Dynamos, we're going to offer that to you because we work really hard, and I want them to hear each individual member's talents and be inspired to want to maybe pick up a guitar or start learning the drums or start your own band, any of those things. And next, I want people to feel comfortable with me. Like I'm not, I'm the front person, and right. Larger than life is kind of what I'm supposed to be. But also, we're all equal here. We're all together. And when you come to a Dynamo show, when you listen to our songs, rock out, be uninhibited, and be free, and it doesn't matter. Nothing really matters in that moment. Just enjoy yourself. So yeah, that's how and everyone, it's a human thing to want to have fun. So right. That's what I want for everyone to have.
Right. I think that's so true. And I think what a great thing, too, for people even to aspire to have. I think, for those who aren't at that point yet, to know that it's possible for them and they have the Dynamos to be able to look at as an example of that. Again, everyone, Nadia E has been our guest. Great conversation with you, Nadia. She's a member of the group The Dynamos. The new single is called Shake, Rattle, and Roll. And, Nadia, how can our audience stay connected with the group and kind of keep up with what's coming up next for you guys?
Well, what's coming up next is we're in pre-production for our single and video Stainless, which will be coming out end of January, early February of this next coming year, very soon. And Facebook, Dynamos Band. If you go to our website, dynamosmusic.com, we have links to all of our social sites. And you just click that link, it can take you there, and it's pretty, self-explanatory. So dynamosmusic.com is, I recommend, the best way to get to everything else.
Gotcha. So definitely take advantage of that opportunity. We'll be sharing it for our online audience, sharing it in the notes of this conversation, so you guys can just click on it from there. Nadia, congratulations to you, and thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Cyrus, thank you so much. This was nice. Thank you.
Hey, you're more than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.